Hi guys, Tabby here and welcome to another Wizarding World discussion. Over the years, like most Potter fans, at some time or another I have questioned the relationship between Harry and Ginny. It is not until you take a closer look that you can really see why and how they became an item. I have also met Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny, so I have an interest in the subject from the offset. In this video, I'm going to highlight some key moments within the books where we see the relationship growing between Harry and Ginny. I will be using quotes from the books and other canon sources to back these up. So guys, let's go into 10 reasons why Ginny was for Harry Potter. Advice and jealousy. Hermione convinces Ginny to date other boys in order to get Harry's attention. Also, to learn how to relax around Harry and talk to him without being awkward. We find this out during Half-Blood Prince, when Ginny effectively tells Harry that she had past boyfriends to get life experience. I never really gave up on you. Hermione told me to go out with other people to help me be more myself around you and get your attention. To my mind, it is obvious here that Hermione offered two separate but related pieces of advice. Tip 1. Get on with life. Maybe go out with some other people. Relax around Harry. Tip 2. Harry might take a bit more notice of Ginny if she is more herself. So basically, the advice here is be yourself. This is exactly what we see Ginny do over the years. She dates both Michael Corner and Dean Thomas, though we only see her dating Dean in the films prior to Harry. It's only one scene and is masked by Ron's jealousy. It only serves to show how distracted Harry is. The discovery of Hermione's advice shows that Ginny was always aiming to be with Harry, even before she dated anyone else. It is clear she only ever had eyes for the boy who lived. Relatability. Ginny is possibly the only other person in the Wizarding world who can relate to Harry's connection to Voldemort, having been possessed during her first year at Hogwarts. This is important for their relationship, as it stops him from feeling like he's the only one, either that it makes him self-important or isolated. This likeness is accentuated during a discussion which Ginny and Harry have during Order of the Phoenix. Harry is full of self-pity and believes that nobody can understand what he is going through, and avoids everyone because of this. Ginny angrily retorts that it's stupid to cut off people who do understand and can help. When Harry says he forgot about her experience, Ginny is agitated. It is evident that Ginny's anger at Harry not confiding in her comes from her deep concern for him. It is also clear that she has a no-nonsense attitude that can cut through Harry's tendency for self-pity and self-entitlement, making her an equal match. When she replies, "Lucky you," what is not said is, "I wish it were as easy for me to forget my own possession as it is for you." She is upset that Harry remembers so little of an event which was so crucial to her, also evidencing that she desperately wants Harry to remember and to be aware of her. First words. The first words Ginny says in the movies is "good luck," as Harry attempts to access platform 9 3/4 for the first time.
Good luck.
However, the more memorable early statements by Ginny occur in Chamber of Secrets. When Draco comments that Harry gets attention everywhere he goes, Ginny quickly tells him to leave Harry alone. She then turns scarlet with anger, or maybe embarrassment, when Draco teases that she is Harry's girlfriend. Firstly, it is crucial to remember that not only is Draco older and taller than Ginny when she stands up to him, but also that he is part of a family who have looked down on her family for her whole life. They are wealthier, better connected, and esteemed in the wizarding community. With all this stacked against her, she still could not stand to hear Draco say a bad word to Harry. This without ever even having a conversation with Harry, or likely Draco either before. Ginny was too shy and embarrassed of herself, or too in awe of Harry to speak to him. However, she found her voice only to defend him. Even as young as she was, and as little as she knew Harry, she was a loyal and strong defender of him. Draco's sense of superiority is even seen in how he does not address Ginny in response, but teases her indirectly and continues to undermine Harry. I am not sure if she is embarrassed that Draco refers to her as his girlfriend, or whether she is red with rage at him ignoring her, talking about her instead of to her, and still continuing to insult Harry, or quite likely all of these. FELIX FELICIS. Not every love story is able to make it without at least a little luck on its side. During Half-Blood Prince, Harry, while using the luck potion, inadvertently causes Ginny and Dean to break up. This isn't said in so many words within the books, but it is strongly implied as Harry tells Hermione and Ron of his adventures with FELIX FELICIS. Ron goes from explaining that no one could see Harry, which is why Lavender dumped him. Hermione then supplies that Ginny and Dean also split up that night, with a knowing look in her eyes, and then says it was because he was always trying to help her through the portrait hole, like she couldn't climb in herself. Reading between the lines, Hermione is already well aware of Ginny and Harry's interest in each other, since she has offered advice to Ginny in the past, and Harry is useless at hiding his feelings. It is suggested here that as Harry left through the portrait from the Gryffindor Tower, he happened to nudge Ginny. Since she was with Dean at the time, and he was always trying to help her through the portrait hole, naturally she assumed the nudge came from Dean. It is not surprising that this would be the case, as the FELIX FELICIS is supposed to help aid you in all of your endeavours, including Harry's endeavour to be romantically involved with Ginny. For that, she would need to break up with Dean. Relaxing afternoons. After Ginny's OWL exams, Ginny spent a lot of time with Harry roaming the grounds together. Harry kisses Ginny, and the feeling is compared to that of sunlit days. He is met by somewhat approval from his closest friends, if not by Dean Thomas or Romilda Vane. Harry then suggests he and Ginny take a walk in the grounds, during which, if they had time, they might discuss the match. Before typical events occur, Harry and Ginny were often roaming the grounds of Hogwarts together. The part which said that they might discuss the match implies that they are mostly trying to find an excuse to be together, and the Quidditch match is an afterthought. This was probably the time when their relationship was most established, until they were finally reunited after the events of the Battle of Hogwarts. Noble reasons. After Dumbledore's funeral, Harry told Ginny that she could not be involved with him anymore, probably because he knew that Dumbledore had left him difficult tasks and he did not want her to get hurt. Harry tells Ginny that they can't be together, and Ginny surmises that it is for some stupid noble reason. He explains that Voldemort has already used her as bait once, and argues that he couldn't stand it if he had to go to her funeral and it was all his fault. Ginny argues that she doesn't care, which shows her continued courage when it comes to Harry. However, she accepts that they have to break up when she considers how hurt Harry would be if she were to get hurt, used as bait, or killed. The little things. It doesn't get much littler than a cheeky wink every now and then, and Ginny gives one to Harry after it is suggested by Aunt Muriel that her dress is too short at Bill and Fleur's wedding. Ginny's Aunt Muriel complains that Ginny's dress is far too low cut, and Ginny glances at Harry, grinning, and gives him a wink. Harry's mind wanders back to afternoons spent alone with Ginny. A wink says so much in itself. Ginny was being suggestive to Harry in this little action, and inviting him almost to remember their times alone. Attraction is certainly a very big factor in a good match. Comfort in the darkness. During Deathly Hallows, Harry used the Marauder's map to see if Ron would arrive at Hogwarts, also to check Ginny was safe, until she went into hiding after the summer with the rest of the Weasleys. Harry watched the map by wandlight, waiting to see Ron's dot reappearing there. However, Ron continued not to show, and Harry started taking it out simply to stare at Ginny's name. Harry's actions speak louder than words. While he is concerned for Ron and is looking in the map to see that he is safe, he is also regularly thinking about Ginny. He misses her so much that he wonders if the intensity with which he gazed might break into her sleep. Thinking of Ginny and of his times with her is a comfort to him, and even more so to see that she is safe. When he is chasing Horcruxes, the world is metaphorically very dark for Harry, and gazing upon her in the map is his comfort and his light. Deathly Hallows and Hogwarts. Ginny is careful not to leave Harry alone with his ex-girlfriend Cho, or any other girl she worries could be competition. One of the times this is apparent is during Deathly Hallows, soon after Harry, Ron and Hermione arrive in the Room of Requirement. Cho offers to take Harry to see what the diadem's supposed to look like. Harry agrees before Ginny fiercely instructs Luna to take Harry. Cho is disappointed by this. Ginny was also the last person Harry saw before the final showdown with Voldemort. She didn't see him though, because he was wearing his invisibility cloak. In the book, it describes a real struggle within Harry to keep going, knowing he may never see her again. Harry walked through the forest, then stopped in his tracks when he saw Ginny only feet away. He wanted to shout out to the night. He wanted Ginny to know that he was there. He wanted her to know that he was going. He wanted to be stopped, to be dragged back, to be sent back home. But he forced himself on. Ginny seemed to look around then, but he did not speak, he did not look back. To me, this is such a powerful moment, so heartbreakingly well written. The way that the sentences flow, I can really feel Harry's struggle and his desire to stay and be with her. It is fitting somehow, with how important she is to him, that his last supper is his eyes feasting on her before he dies. Because they actually end up together. She was willing to end her career to be a stay-at-home mum. She played for the Holyhead Harpies, then eventually left the team to raise their 3 children. She is also still a reassuring companion for Harry. This is an extract from the epilogue of Deathly Hallows. As the Hogwarts Express leaves, Ginny reassures Harry that their son Albus will be alright, and Harry replies after a moment, "I know he will." I hope that now you've come to see a little bit more of the reasons why Harry and Ginny were always meant to be together. This is a topic which I've had a sincere interest in. I particularly love looking at each of the characters within the world and seeing how they interact with each other and what makes each of them so unique. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch through this video and to learn a little bit more about the Harry Potter lore. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Also, if you could support my sister channel, Mangy Cat Gaming, that would be absolutely awesome. Any of your own thoughts or feedback would be greatly appreciated. So if you have anything to say, make sure you post them in the comments, because I'd love to read them. As always, thank you for watching, and keep collecting.